All right, this is called the Opus 1, by the way. I don't know. I think this keyboard is like insanely cool. This is the special edition one. There is another edition of this keyboard. I don't think they've updated it that I see. I'm going to be honest, guys. I don't know the cost of the non-special edition one. The Bumper 60. That sounds so familiar. I think I know which one that is, Mr. Hockey. But I have no idea the cost of the other one. But the special edition one for this is actually not that bad of a price. Considering I've seen special edition pieces go for quite some chunk of money. But I think this one here is around $500 or a little over it. But again, there's going to be a non-special edition one. I don't think we're going to be using PE film today, but it does come with one. A little cloth here. I believe this is a palm plate or polycarbonate of some sort. Some extra screws. That board is shiny, yeah. The work one, since Opus basically means the same thing as work. Does it? Is it a different language? Little PCB action going on here. Also, this keyboard has the biggest feet I've ever seen in my entire life. They actually have some weight to them too. We have our gaskets, and then we also have a daughter board. We're gonna get this is the little badge. It's just nothing screwed in. But this is the special edition one. I love and hate these Velcro straps on keyboard bags, but they always tend to like flop back and it becomes really difficult to like use them. The PVDing is really good on this, by the way. This is a prototype too. Keep that in mind, guys. This is a prototype. This board's glossiness somehow reminds me of the Rama Rose Gold. There's been a few boards that have this like, oh, this is heavy, metallic look to them. I've already inspected the board, so I'm already well aware of what this looks like. But I will admit, the PVDing on the special edition version, let me actually grab a little mat so we don't damage it, is quite nice. But here's the bottom of this. Look at this. The internal PVDing is actually not as good as the external. The external PVDing is great. This is the Opus 1. It's probably, this version is gonna be 1000% a fingerprint magnet. But like I said, there is another version that they've made that's not shiny like this. I will admit though, I am a fan of this. I actually really just love the side profile of this too. It's standard wedge, but it has obviously those brass layers that you can kind of see from this angle. But if we move back to our other angle here, ooh, I actually really like that. It's a really cool like side profile. Obviously we're missing the top piece over here, so we'll have a seam. The Opus logo on the back too is kind of cool too. I like that. It looks neat. All right, we'll put the feet on last, I guess. For now, let me move this over to the side. We're gonna be using some GAT inks that I lubed and filmed for this board. This plate is a little flexy, so we're using something called a plate fork. Hear me out. It is the best tool because it supports the plate. It's a plate's best friend, right? I know it looks like a comb. It looks like a stash comb. This tool rules. We're done doing our switches. Yeah, the finish is pretty good. I am noticing, like, to be critical on the top piece, but these are on the inside parts, not on the exterior. I can see tooling paths and some of the machine marks here. Not crazy, you know, bad for being on the inside, but just to point it out in case someone's wondering, there are some machine marks and tooling paths I can see. But again, it is on the inside, so to me that's, you know, passable to a lot of degree. I guess the other question I have for you two Resonance is, do these go on the plate on both sides? And was I correct in reading that this was going to be double mounting system? Originally, we did have a top mount in the gasket, but we changed it last minute to just, oh, okay, so I did read right, because I originally remember it being double mounting system. So it is just gasket. Oh, perfect. Perfect, perfect. Okay, don't look at my reflection, okay? Or else I'll change it. I think both is always like welcomed, but like if the top mount's not good on this keyboard, because you know some keyboards just don't work well with certain mounting styles, then there's no point in adding it, you know. What I would do though, is I would add a area to have these on the top over here, simply because it is nicer to have gaskets on the case rather than the plate, because if something happens to the plate, then you're kind of, you know, shit out of luck with the gaskets. Because these gaskets are custom cut, but I would offer some slotted areas to add the gaskets. We also took off the gaskets on the top up as well, compresses the plate to our. Oh, okay, so this is just extra. Okay, so never mind everything that I'm saying. I thought this was just enough gaskets. It's just bottom gaskets. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. I've had this on a few other keyboards too. This is so satisfying to put in, and I don't know why. All right, next up, we're done with this. Daughter board. I've also been seeing a trend. I don't know if it'll work on this keyboard. I'm gonna do it last. I've been seeing a trend of people putting their PE film on the bottom of their keyboards. I don't know if it does anything, but I've been seeing a lot of people do that recently. Curious, makes me curious. Like even the inside right now, like this side profile, like I said, I really like this. So big fan here. Again, we'll take another quick peek at the bottom of this keyboard. Again, I think this is super cool. The finish is really good on the exterior. On the interior, not so much, but exterior is pretty damn good. This is the special edition one, but I kind of like it. I like the logo here. Usually I'm not a big fan, but I think this works. The design aesthetic's cool on this. Every surface of this looks like a fingerprint magnet. That's because it is. I think the tolerance might be a little tight here for this, by the way, guys. Tolerance looks a little tight and it's not allowing this to come down. All right, there we go. Okay, got it. Just have to give it a little bit of force. Never mind, we're good. It slots in like perfectly to this. Actually, it's kind of a cool look too. All right, next we're gonna put the top case on and then put the feet. I am gonna criticize one point though, because there's one thing that you guys did on this that I usually don't like on keyboards. Again, love the design of this. Do not like the fact that the screws are hidden underneath adhesive feet. What I would recommend is feet that get basically compressed in this with pegs or whatever you want to put inside there. Like, you know, like the Geon F1.8 feet. I think those are way better than having adhesive feet go over your screws. Just because it makes taking these things off and on kind of a hassle in a lot of ways. And you're also destroying like the feet adhesive when you're doing that too. I wonder if the resonance caps will suit this key. Oh yeah! That would be pretty cool. Put resonance on this. This would be pretty nice actually with resonance. The more I look at this, the more I'm kind of falling in love. This is such a big foot. Oh, these slot in nice actually. They adhere in nice. No like, it seems a little short on one side, but it's okay. I would make these just a tad bit longer, I guess. Oh no. What did I do? I ripped it out too fast. I went too quick, guys. The more I look at you, the more I fall in love. Damn, bro. It means a lot. This is my first time seeing it with the badge. Actually, the badge is pretty nice. I like, you know, it's actually not bad. I like the rounded corners. I can already say that I think a few people might put a little criticism in the badge placement because it's not quite. I think it's actually supposed to be centered from the corner here to the corner here. But I know some people, like myself, I actually kind of prefer it to be. Actually, can't really do it on this guy. But but they kind of prefer it to be within line of this. But I think this is more just like a preference of design here. Other than that, I do think this looks pretty nice. Resonance Studio, I know they're in chat. Is there going to be like any major differences between this and a release version in terms of exterior design? So I know that we've already mentioned a few things about the internals. Damn, I like the bezel width too. The bezel width is nice. I think we'll be tweaking small things here and there, rethinking the feet, like you said. If there's one thing I could ask for this entire keyboard, is I think the feet need to be tweaked. The feet need to be tweaked, and if there's one other small design thing that I can... Again, let's finish building the keyboard, and then I'll criticize one other thing. There's actually a small thing that I like with keyboards is having some space underneath the spacebar. But usually that makes a spacebar a tiny bit more poppy. Actually, this is a pretty looking keyboard, man. This is so nice. Oh, I did notice one thing on the back. It says like resonance in a small little font. Oh man, I'm putting my fingerprints all back on this. Kind of see it right over there. All right, let's see what this sounds like, guys. I'm already kind of surprised by the way the alphas sound. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting the spacebar to sound so thin. Being honest, my expectation was the spacebar didn't have enough. I guess it technically doesn't have a mounting point underneath, but I figured just because it was so tight around the inside of the bottom, like the framing, I thought it would be a little bit more. How can I word this? Not thin exactly, but just kind of empty sounding. No, I do like this. These are GAT ink switches. So I love the alphas. I still think the spacebar is a bit sharper, just a slight bit sharper than I'd like. But I still feel like it works with the keyboard. It kind of contrasts the alphas. All the rows sound really consistent. You know what's really weird though, dude? I normally don't like inks. You guys know that, dude. I normally kind of hate inks. They're rare that I use them, but when I use them and I end up liking them, I love them. Yeah, I normally don't like them, but they work with this board. I find inks in Palm or polycarbonate usually work. This is nice, I have to admit. My major criticisms for this though, feet, they truly need to they need a better way to mount them. Not using adhesives. So that's my major note for this. Yeah, resonance. I would like to see maybe just a little bit less tension along the plate. I think it's not even the plate that's causing the tension. I think the PCB just kind of needs to be a little bit smaller, or there's just not enough tolerance there to let it sit normally inside the case. It also just could be that I know that inside this it had I don't know, one of the gasket things, the opposite. It kind of slot it. Perhaps, I don't know, leave that a little bit more open. But that's my major criticism. The biggest thing is the feet. Maybe work on that a little bit. And then that's really it. I don't really have any major other points here. The finish on this is really, really nice for the special edition on the outside. The inside, not the best because I did see tooling paths in it. But no, I really like this. I think this is a really fucking cool keyboard. I'm not gonna lie, I'm very impressed. It's a cool back piece. It's a very cool back piece. It looks nice. It almost doesn't look real. Isn't that weird to say? Take care, everybody. Love you guys. Enjoy the rest of your nights. Bye-bye, everybody.